Maniac!
Oh, my boy. My boys. Oh. Wait. You know what? The maniac loves you. Even with your feathers. Wait! Even with your feathers. Hey.
What is up, Internet? We are back once again here live on Kick and YouTube, and we got a fun one today. What we are going to do, we are going to have a Big Brother winners tier list. We are going to be ranking all of the Big Brother players, not just in the US. We're going Canada as well. All of North America. Who's the best? Who's the worst? I think there's going to be some hot takes in here. I think there's going to be some people that I'm going to have ranked way higher than you expect. And I think there's going to be people that I have ranked way lower than you expect. We're going to have a good old time. Before we get into all that, let's say what's up to everybody who's up in the chat. What's up, all you guys, you big pimpins? You big pimpins. We got Bergie, we got Bondo, we got Char, we got Gallon over on the Kick side. What's up, big pimpins?
What's up, big pimpin?
Over on the YouTube side, there are so many of you. We got Jessica, we got Martonio? Is that Martonio? I'm terrible with names. You guys know that. Sunburst Sim, Dudley, Sunshine, Otter, Jessica, Alexandria, Rod, Sky, Hookyo. Who else? We got Norma. Norma's up in the chat. Who else? Antoinette. Antoinette's up in here. Tommy's up in here. What you doing? How's it going, Tommy? Who else do we got? We got Toad's Booty, Jennifer. You guys are all lovely people. Joshua.
What's up, big pimpin?
What is up, big pimpins? And I see Laura. I see Laura over there as well. What's up, big pimpin?
What's up, big pimpin?
How you guys doing? All right. Here's the thing. We have some really cool stuff. So first off, we're going to do the tier list. We're ranking each of the Big Brother winners. After that, we're going to be checking out the brand new season of Survivor Australia. Also, by the way, I know. I had to get through the intro. Because there's another thing we have to celebrate here. I'm a little worried because I don't know if I've done this on YouTube yet, but we're going to see how it goes. We'll do just like a little one. But Bondo with 5 gifted subs over on Kick. It was 5, right? I think it was 5. No, it was 10. 10 gifted subs over on Kick. Bondo. I don't want to risk the Rocky music too much. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it too much because we're over on YouTube as well. But Bondo, you maniac. You absolute maniac. Because it wasn't in my chat. I was like, all right, I'll get to it once we get through everything. And then I was like, it's not in my chat. Where? Because I heard it, but it's not in my notifications. Bondo, you absolute maniac. I love you. So yeah, we have the tier list we're going to do. After that, we're going to watch the brand new episode of Survivor Australia. I think I have some things set up where we can stream on YouTube and we can stream on Kick, but YouTube won't have any issues with copyright. I think I have this figured out. So we'll see. I'm insulated. I'm insulted. I'm going home. Wait, I'm already here. No, Bondo, don't be insulted. I love you, Bondo. Even with your feathers. The maniac loves you. So here's the deal. We're going to be doing this. And let me switch over here so you can see how we're doing this. See if this works. It should switch. I feel like the switch for Kick is always a little behind. Did it switch? Did it switch? Oh, did I not set one up for that? Oh, I didn't set one up for it? No, I didn't set one up for it. Hold on, we'll add it. We're going to add it on the fly here. We're going to add it on the fly. Because this is proof of concept, actually. This is proof of concept that I can have one thing on Kick and one thing on YouTube at the same time. So actually, this is good. This is good. Cam window. And then, uh-oh. I'm sorry, guys. On Kick, you can't see anything. I'm adding something here. I'm adding it. Hold on. Give me a second. We're black screened. On Kick. Cam window. Where is it? Here it is. Did it add it? Can't tell if it added it or not. No. Add, or no, not link. I don't want a link. I want to add it. Oh God, there's all this stuff going on YouTube right now. I hear so many things happening. Oh no. We got so many things happening at once. Let's see. Here we go. I think I fixed it. We did it. We went John Cena. There's so much happening at once. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. So much is happening here. What is going on? I think we got double, triple, quadruple things going on at once. I'm broken. Morrow did something. Bondo gifted 10 memberships over on YouTube. I think you broke it. If we pause that, does that work? I don't know. Bondo, you broke something. I broke something. Everybody's breaking stuff. Everyone's breaking stuff. We're going wild. What is happening? I'm still over here. What do you mean? What is going on? Everyone's getting hooked up with memberships right now over in the YouTube chat. You are now members of the Oreos. Welcome on in, all of you guys. If you got one from the big, wonderful Bondo, make sure you say thank you. Here's the thing though, too. Bondo, I haven't even explained some stuff. There's some stuff that's going to be happening with this tier list that involves memberships, it involves super chats, and it involves anything that goes into the Ori fund. Who do we got coming on in? Nautical joining the Oreos. How you doing, Nautical? Thank you guys all so much. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to figure out. I can't tell where these are all coming from. I wish I could see. I wish they're still going. They're still going. So here's the deal. First off, let me talk a little bit about, I guess, what will be my criteria on how I view what makes a good winner. I'm so confused. Bondo came in like a madman. It was a dance party. We had the Heisem dance party going. Everybody was joining the Oreos. Welcome on in, everybody. If you're just coming on in, welcome on in. You might have been gifted a membership from Bondo. You're in the Oreos. So here's the deal. We're going to be ranking every one of the BB winners, whether they are US or Canada. We also have the celebrity winners in here as well, because I figured, why not? Let's get them involved in the mix too. How I view it, right? This is kind of, I guess you could say like my rubric, right? Like, you know, every class you ever took, right? You get like a rubric of like how they're going to grade, right? My thing is, I like to think of what makes a good player is if you took that person, took them out of their season, right? The way they played in their season, you take them out of that season and you put them into any other season, any other random season, how would they fare, right? Would the way they play be effective and still give them a shot? You never know, right? Because so much about winning Big Brother does depend on luck and what happens here or there. But I feel like that is a good way to kind of take a gauge of like what makes a good player and what makes a bad player. how would they do in any random season, right? So, for example, because I think this one is pretty clear, right? I think we can pretty safely, start here with season 1 Eddie. Now, season 1, as you guys know, we'll put him here in C for just a moment, just so he's on the board and we're talking about him. Here's the thing with season 1. It's not really even Big Brother, right? It's not the same game. It really relied heavily on the public vote. You had, some social stuff going on there, right? If you were more likable and things like that, you had a better shot of winning. Those are things that do well in Big Brother anyway, right? If you are very social and likable and just outgoing and have a attractive personality that people want to be around you, want to be in conversations, that can all still be very, very, very valuable. And we're going to talk about people like that in other winners. But there's no strategy to it, right? Big Brother 1 is just, it's not even in the same ballpark. So for that, I think we just go and we have to put Eddie in F. If Eddie was in any other season, I think he would do okay, right? But we have no idea what his game sense is like, how he is with, figuring out numbers and looking down the path of like, all right, if I take this person out, this person, is going to be an issue now. And then thinking through all the different moves. We have no clue how he would be in that situation. So I think for that, we just got to say F. It's just got to be F. If he went on and played again, maybe he could do well, but I don't know. It's just, there's too many question marks. So sadly, Eddie, you are our first F. Here's the thing. We've made our first decision. And like I said, I want this to be a list that, I kind of curate, but I want this to be a list that really reflects all of us, right? So here's the deal. If you have very strong feelings about a certain player and their position, you have a chance to affect where they go. For example, if you think Eddie is not an F tier player and you want to maybe move him up, send a super chat. Let me know. Tell me that you want Eddie moved up. You get to move Eddie up one space with a membership. You get to move a player up one space. So technically now Bondo's now gifted 10 memberships on YouTube and on Kick. Therefore, I think Bondo now has the ability, if he wanted to do so, to move people 20 space. He can move Eddie all the way up, all the way down, and all the way back up again if he really wanted to, or he can bank those. Those are moves for Bondo to make. Bondo now has power in this decision. For supporting this channel, Bondo has a say in how things go. He's like a producer. He's like our co-host now. So, we also had Morrow. Morrow gifted a sub. We also had, not gifted a sub, but resubbed. We also had Nautical resub. Both of them, they get the power to move a player if they so choose. That'd be one level up for each membership or gifted or whatever it is. One level. If you super chat, depending on the level of the super chat, right? If it's a $1 one, hey, you get to move them up $1. If it's a 5, you get to move them up 5 spots. See where I'm going here with this? And then also with the Ori Fund, if you gift into the Ori Fund, same deal. Whatever the number is, you would then get to move them up that many spots on the list. Whatever you would like to do, right? It's not required. This is not required. It's just I thought a fun little thing to do. If you have very strong feelings about a player, you can help make a decision. All right. So Eddie is out of the way. Let's move on. Let's move on now to our second and really our first big winner of Big Brother, Dr. Will. Now, here's the thing with Will. Will is a legend. Will always be known as, one of the best Big Brother players in history, right? It's always going to be a thing, right? So we're definitely looking at the upper end. Here's my thing. I think Will is a little overrated, especially when you start considering the criteria that I laid out before. If you took Will and put him in any other season, how would he fare? And I think he would do well. I don't know if he would have the ability to win again, especially with the way he played. I think, at best, I think we got to put Will at A. I don't think Will is an S tier, top tier player. I don't think he's the best to ever play. I think he's a very good player. I think he understands the whole idea of how to play not just the game of it, but the game within a game. Will is very good at playing the production. Will is very good at figuring out things along with the show to maximize his potential. So for that, I think he would also do really well there. Otter, that's a really good point too. He does have a good way of adapting, but just in general, I'm trying to think if you took the way they play the game, and we've seen him play twice. We've also seen him on other shows. We've seen him on the Deal or No Deal Island now. And just the way he plays, I don't think works in the modern Big Brother. I just don't think he would get to the level that he is at now, which almost makes me want to move him down to B. But I still think for now, I land with Dr. Will right around at an A. Right around at an A. Anybody else have thoughts on this? Modern Big Brother players would not accept being called liars or told they were hated. Exactly, Gallon, right? Like, you can't do that stuff in the modern day. Players would have problems in season 2. Oh, that's the other thing too, right? If you took a lot of the modern players, put them back in time, I don't know if they would do as well either. Let's see where we're at. Bono moved himself to level 12 in the chat. Let's go, Laura. If Dr. Will told modern players, they would not react well. Not at all. Not at all. I have my 2 Canadians I would put high. Ooh, okay. I'm not even an Oreo. Bono gifted all those memberships. He's not even an Oreo himself. So I vote Risha for the best BB player. Chill Town calls. You know it. You know it. Let's see what YouTube's saying. He also doesn't have his boyish good looks anymore. And that plays. Kara, you're on to something there too, right? Back in the day, he was one of the young hip guys, right? Now, if he would go into a season like today, right? He's not really the same. But on top of that, I even think if you took that Will, that same age, the same exact person of Will who played on season 2, I don't think he fares well in a modern Big Brother. In fact, I think Will would end up being one of the most hated Big Brother players. He would go down as like people are like, oh, Will's nasty, he's terrible, and they wouldn't like him at all. But I still think there's a lot of things he does well. I think there's a lot that he would be able to accomplish. He still is a very smart guy at the end of the day. And he's got a weird little charm to him, right? Even as produced as he kind of is, there is that little bit of a charm to him. And some people do just buy into that really easily. He's almost like a little bit of a snake oil salesman, but a very good snake oil salesman. So that's why I think he's still in the upper end of Big Brother players. But I don't know. I don't think he's a top. I don't think we can call him the best anymore. There was a time where you could go that the way that guy played, that was crazy. But the way the game has evolved, I just don't think we can put him in that same light anymore. Let's see where we're at here. Doctor's washed up. Will without Boogie isn't good. What was a good question from Kara? Uri, can you move people down? Yes. So if you guys want to move anybody, right? Let's say you had become a member, you get to move somebody down. Let's say you gifted a member, you get to move somebody down or up, whichever way you like. So if anybody wants to do that kind of stuff, you were more than welcome to. It is not required, but I thought it was just a fun little thing. If you want to have your say in it, if you feel strongly about a player, you can have your voices heard as well. Will stumbled to a win in BB2. And that's the other thing too. In BB2, there's no veto, right? Nobody really knew what the meta really kind of was in the game. So what happens when you put them in a season where there is a veto? What happens when you put them in a season where people know, hey, I get the numbers and we ride to the end? We saw a little bit of that in season 7. And part of the issue with when you start looking at his second season is he also has that burden of being Dr. Will. If he doesn't have that burden of being Dr. Will, do they take him out before Boogie? Who knows? So there's just a lot that goes into it when you look into everything. But I just think in general, if you took Will and put him in any season, I think he has a chance to go far, but I don't know if he has a chance to win. Make sense? I think so. I want to put John Party on the board. We'll get the Party. We'll get the John Party. I agree. He's A or B. Will is B. I like Dr. Will way more now than I did when he was on Big Brother. Make Jag ends in D tier. Oh, we'll get the Jag. We'll get the Jag. Remember in the past, the jury could see. Yes, that's true too, right? There was a lot that was different back in the day. So I think it's one of those things where Will gets a lot of respect for being the first one to really do it the way we know it's done today. But I do think he spent a long time as being people's either like top or second best player. And I don't know if he ever really was that, but for now, we have him at A. Richard Hatch would never win Survivor now, but I get what you're saying. Right? That's kind of the thing. Would these people from the past win today? Maybe, maybe not. I actually even think Richard, there's potential for him to do decently because he, again, is a smart guy. He's got a charisma about him. I think you can say a lot of the same things about Will and Richard. I think they're very similar in a way where they have this abrasiveness to them as well, but they also have this little bit of a charm. And I think those things work in the games, even still today, but there's so much more that goes into it that I don't think you could automatically say, yeah, they're going to win. And I think that's where you got to keep this S roll for people like that. People that when you put them on a season, man, there's a good chance they're going to win. There's a good chance they're going to win the game. So let's move on now. Our second one. Now, here's the thing. Some of you may know the history with Big Brother 2. Some of you may know how, like Gallon said earlier, the jury was allowed to see the diary room sessions. Some of you may know that in my opinion, also we're, I think I said Big Brother 2, but this is Big Brother 3 we are talking about now. Some of you may know that in my opinion, I think someone else should have won season 3. So here's the thing about Lisa. I truly believe that Danielle Reyes was the one who should have won Big Brother 3. Lisa, I think... I'm struggling here. Because it's like... I don't think you can really knock her too much, but I also don't think you can give her too much credit. Because again, I just don't see where she didn't get just kind of dragged through the end game by how Danielle and even Jason played that game. I don't even think she's the third best player on her season necessarily. So I think for Lisa, for the mere fact that if that final two took place in modern day, I think she loses to Danielle because they don't see the jury, the DR segments. That was a big thing on why they were so bitter against Danielle. So I think for that, I gotta move her to D. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Maybe I'm being a little bit tougher. On her. But when I don't think you would have won your season without some kind of weird thing that happened that doesn't happen anymore, I don't think I can put you in the higher end. I just don't know. Lisa is C, but not the best winner. It's super tough because they saw They saw everything. And right down, Danielle should have won. Or I just don't remember too much of that season, unfortunately. That's the thing, too. It was so long ago that we've seen her play. And then we also saw her on All Stars as well. but she didn't even get in, right? Like, she was a winner that was ready to go on the All-Stars, but like, yeah, it was like, like, no, like, you don't get to go. Like, we don't like you enough that you're not going to get on. A winner. And she didn't even get on the All-Stars. Like, Danielle gets on the All-Stars, right? I just don't think we could put her high. I don't think we could put her high. She didn't guide her game. Exactly, right? Like, especially in the later half. In the later half of the season, it was all just she was along for the ride, it felt like. There was no agency in her game, things that she did to make herself win. Since Danielle and Jason were 1 and 2, do you think Roddy is a third? I think there's conversation for a lot of different people. But yeah, I think that's not a bad call. That's not a bad call. Chicken George from season was on All Stars, not the winner, right? Chicken George is a better player, I think, than Lisa. I think it's one of those things where Lisa just didn't have a lot of agency in her game. So I think she goes down to a D. Now here's when we start getting into some fun stuff, because I'm not 100% sure how other people feel. I'm actually not 100% sure how other people feel about the type of gameplay we're about to talk about. I think there's some people that really look down on the gameplay of someone like June. I think there's a lot of people who think of that floatery type of game as being not very valuable, or they look down upon that type of game. I'm telling you what, right now, June's an A. For me, June is one of the best to play. She played that, kind of perfect of, hey, anybody but me, right? Anybody but me. Who do I want to work with right now? I'm going here. I'm going over here. It doesn't matter to me. And you adapt throughout. I think June is the type of player, you put her in a modern season, there's a really good chance she's going to win. And that's why I'm putting her actually ahead of Will. The tier list doesn't just go vertical, it goes horizontal. And I think June right now, I would say June is a better all-around player than Dr. Will. I think she's smart. Jennifer, she's sneaky, right? She's got that little bit of sneakiness to her. She's also got something about her that little bit of charisma, right? Just that little bit of something that makes you kind of drawn to that person, that X factor, which is also kind of funny that the whole X factor twist was her season and everything. But I think there's just something with June that if you could put her in a modern season, I think she would do really, really well. I think she would do way better than Will. Do I think she's one of the best all time? Yeah, I do. I think when you talk about the top tier players, I think you got to include June, especially for the way it really set up future players to potentially use this same kind of strategy of not necessarily being completely loyal all the way through and being completely honest. You can lie, you can do whatever you want. And yeah, we saw that with Will, we saw that with other players, but June, I think, was one of the first to really go out and just totally solidify that floater role and make it a legitimate strategy to win. So June goes in A. Drew, I think is another one who, if you put him in a season today, I think he's still got a lot of things that going for him, right? He was able to make strong alliances. He had the whole showmance thing going on. I think Drew honestly is a B. I don't think Drew is a bad player. I don't think he's a great player. But I think B is just about right for him. Like I said, I feel like if you put him in a modern season, He would get along with the bros. He's got a lot of the other things that we were talking about with Will and June, where he's got a little bit of that X factor to him, where, you know, there's just something about him where he's like, you know what, he seems like a good guy, and I kind of want to get to know him. So I think the perfect tier for him would be B. Floater that wins should at least be C. Tommy, no. See, because here's the thing. I believe floating is a legitimate strategy. I think floating is something that is almost an art form. If you do it properly, I think it is masterful, where you almost run the whole house. So yeah, I would say June is an A. B or C for Drew, you're thinking? Drew is B. Dr. Will did start the lies and showman strategy. He did, right? It wasn't just other people who came along and just followed his footprint, though, right? They kind of took those things and expanded on them and used them in different ways. Play it down the middle and it will often pan out. George was not a good player, but a great character. Ori, is there any way to make the picture bigger at first before you put it on the board? Need to see faces. That's a good question. How could I do that easily? And maybe just like zoom in on it. Yeah, we can do like a zoom in thing. All right, everybody. It is time. It is time now for our next winner. Let me set this up here. Our next winner. Hold on. Why is it not clicking? Oh, my mouse is over here. I was trying to grab Maggie. There we go. It is time for our next winner here. How about this? Oh, that's too big almost. Is that too big? Whoa. How's that? How's that look? Is that all right? Is that looking good as far as the size and then we could see? That's looking not too bad, right? That's looking not too bad, huh? That look good? Maggie and B, Maggie and C. Let's see. I mean, I think I got to put Maggie in C. And here's why. Yes, she was kind of the leader of her side of the house. But I just don't know. It's tough, right? Because I do think there's a little bit of strategy in there, right? Like the whole splitting of the house thing where you had the friendships and all that stuff. It's a struggle for me here. In B, because I could see an argument, right? I could see an argument where she's on kind of the same level as a Drew. I could see that. My issue is with Maggie. I feel like if you put her in a modern season, she doesn't work out as well, especially with just the way things go competition wise, right? Like, I just don't know if Maggie would be able to really have a say in that as well. The other thing is, I believe I may be mistaken on this. I may be mistaken. Maggie didn't win like any of the HOH stuff, right? And was taken all the way. And I think she's one of like the first to kind of do that. I just don't see where Maggie had a lot of control and say in her game. She rode the Cappy wave through, right? Like once Cappy was gone, like that was kind of like a shield for her, and it's smart to use that as a shield. Maggie would be dependent on a strong alliance. And the other thing is too, I'm not sure if she could really build a strong alliance in a modern BB. It was almost just like the way that season worked out. It was just like split down the middle, right? It was like right down the middle. And it was almost like a natural split. Would Maggie be able to kind of maneuver her way a house and pull in allies for an alliance where she wasn't kind of gifted one almost by just kind of a natural split that happened in the house anyway? I'm not sure. No one liked her on the other side, right? And like that's the thing. She couldn't really work with the other side at all. How is Drew's games better than Maggie? For one, Drew had more agency in his game, right? Drew had a full alliance, saw the writing on the wall, flipped on that alliance, and rode more with his showmance. But then, even at the end of the day, when it came down to it for the final, cut his showmance to take one of his allies who he knew he would beat. I think Drew is better in that way. Maggie, in a way, though, didn't really have any say on who was sitting next to her, how she got there, or what was really going on. She was just kind of on the other side, and as the numbers started to dwindle and the power shifted back and forth, she ended up making her way a little bit further. She was against Kaser and America. So yeah, I feel like Maggie. Man, I almost want to drop her. I almost want to drop her. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Am I convincing myself to drop her to a D? I think so. I think so. You know what? I don't think I'm being harsh enough. I think Drew's got to drop to a C. Am I? Am I going crazy here? Am I going crazy? I feel like maybe this is a little bit more accurate. Don't do it, Ori. I'm doing it. As I was talking myself through it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Because here's the thing. I see people coming in here, and we're going to start having a little bit of a crowding up here. I think it needed to happen. Again, if you feel strongly, you can also have your say in this as well. Super chats, memberships, Ori funds, anything along those lines, you will then have the power to be able to move people up or down. Don't drop them, do it. Maggie is very good at the game. She was very good at crafting tight bonds with people. Was she, though? She was very good at forming a tight bond with half the house, but half the house that was already separated from the other half of the house, right? A lot hated her, but she was pretty damn good. Yes, it looks good that way. I even think too as well, right? Because we do go vertically as well. She's on the high end of D. She's on the high end of D. You need to rewatch 6. She had a hold on the game. Final 4, all of them were going to take her to the end. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They were all going to take her to the end because they all thought they were beating her. Not because that she was good. They all were taking her to the end because they believed they were going to beat her. Does that inherently make her good? Because others discredited her, does that necessarily make her better? You think she needs to be C? She was a cult. Laura. All right, Laura, I think is convincing me a little bit there. When you bring up the cult leader stuff. I think this is a little bit more representative, though. I think this is a little bit closer. I think both of them needed to move down. And that is on good threat management. And here's another reason why I feel like both of them need to move down. They played modern seasons, and one of the things they played old seasons. They didn't play modern seasons. And one thing we do have to keep in mind, right? I feel like people who played more in a modern season, you're having to deal with people who know what's going on. There's lots of people who played with them who had no clue what the hell they were doing. They've never even seen Big Brother or any other reality show because this kind of thing didn't even exist, right? So maybe they're naturally good as well. There's a little bit of an argument for that. But I feel like with a little bit stiffer competition and a little bit more of people who know what they're doing, if you put them in a modern one, I think they'd struggle a little bit more than they'd thrive. She controlled the game from week 4 onward. Yeah, no, did she? Did she, though? Here's the thing. You say she controlled the game from week 4 onward, right? She didn't win a single thing in the final HOH, right? It was all dependent on people taking her to the end. She didn't control her way to the end. It was all about people taking her to the end. So is that full control of a game? Maybe you could say she had control in week 4. Sure. But to say she had it all the way through to the end of the game? I don't know. Because in Final Four, like, she even still didn't have the veto to go on and be like, yeah, let's get this going, right? It wasn't like it was her decision. Ori is live in April. Is it summer already? Super Christian Me World with the super chat. Thank you so much. Actually, here's the thing. Super Christian Me World, because of your super chat, because of it being a $4.99, we'll round up. We'll say it's $5. Because of being a $5 super chat, you now have the ability, if you wanted, for example, if you think Will should be moved down, you could move him down 5 spots. You could move him up 5 spots. It's totally up to you. You could use those in different ways. Let's say you wanted June to move down 1 and Drew to move up 1. You could do that too. So Super Christian Me World, use that responsibly. Use that responsibly. All right, I think it's time for our next one, because here's the thing too. I think we also kind of have to. We're spending a little bit too much time on them. And I think we got to move a little bit quicker, because the other thing is we still also have to get to the episode of Survivor Australia. So let's start going a little quicker here. Boogie. Well, here's the thing. I'm putting Boogie C. Boogie's nothing without Will. People like to say Will would be nothing without Boogie. Boogie's nothing without Will. I don't think Boogie would do very well at all on his own. We even saw him in the coaches season, and I'll be honest, I think in the coaches season, he had laps run around him. He had full laps run around him. I'd even say we can move Boogie down to D. I don't think he's F. I don't think he's F level, but I think he's D. I think that's where we got to put Boogie. Because Boogie, I just don't see Boogie doing well. Boogie is a 0 without Will. Boogie was a bad set coach, right? Like, I don't see it going well. Dr. Will was a shield for Boogie, 100%. Boogie is a D. I think we're all kind of in agreement here. Here's a hot take. Here's going to be a hot take. We've got Evil Dick here. I think Evil Dick, if it wasn't for America's Player, wouldn't have won. And I think we got to put Dick at like a higher D. Because here's the one thing about Dick. I think there's potential that Dick would. Do I do it? I think I got to stick him in D. Because there are some things I think that he has on his side. But the way things played out, he went with the whole evil route. He wouldn't have won without the America's Favorite thing. Do we go even lower? I think we even put Lisa ahead of him. I think we even put Boogie ahead of him. Dick is C, Dick is F, lots of Fs. Evil Dick is a lesser copy of Dr. Will. Oh, 100%, right? Like, he just is kind of that, almost narcissistic kind of a thing. So that's the thing, right? Jennifer, that's the one thing. Dick and Boogie at the end of the day are good talkers. They're good talkers. And I feel like that in its own can kind of give them a little bit more to keep them out of the F, right? With Eddie's almost there in F by default just because we have no clue about his strategy. These guys, I don't think we can put them in F just because they are really, really good talkers, right? I just don't think we can do it. Would they win if you put them on another season? Probably goddamn not. There's not much of a chance they're going to win. But again, I feel that about Lisa. I feel that right now about Eddie. I feel like these guys would have just as good of a chance as anybody, right? Whereas these guys would be coming out ahead. These guys would be on top. So I think that lands Dick in D, which is kind of fitting for him, I think. Ooh, another one. Adam, D. I don't even know if we have to talk about it much. I don't know. I don't even know how he even ended up winning his season of all the craziness that was going on. I think it was just filled with just such unlikable people. That's why he did as well as he did. Plus with the whole pairs thing was weird. I don't know. I just don't see him as being someone that would do well on another season either. Uh-oh. Morrow. Morrow saying move Boogie to C. It has to be done. It has to be done. It has to be done. Morrow has made the decision to move Boogie to C. It's done. It's happened. Adam and F. Man, you guys are, yeah, I think it's a D or an F. He's not as good of a talker as someone like Dick or even Boogie. Though I think his whole thing right now is he's like he does like public speaking and stuff. Like he talks about how he changed his life and stuff. I think he's a D. Ooh, we got a good one here, boys. Boys and girls, let's talk about Dan. Here's the thing about Dan. Dan is the type of player that I truly believe personifies. You put him on any season, and he's got a chance to win. Now, I know what you guys might say too as well. Did you see Dan on the Traders? He was terrible. But that's because that's a Dan that's living with the burden of being Dan Gheesling. If you took Dan from season 10 and put him in any other season, I think he not only has a chance to win, I say Dan is a front runner. Dan is our first S. I think Dan is the type of player, he's got the charisma. He's smart. He knows how to talk to people. He can do the sneaky stuff as well, but he can also play the loyalty card as well. He's very psychological, right? He knows what he is doing in these games. That said, right, if you took the Dan of modern times, right, has that burden, it's just not the same, which is why I try and think of the guys when they first played, when they won, right? We're looking at the season they won. Could they do it again? And I think Dan, 9 times out of 10, he's winning his season. 9 times out of 10, I think Dan wins his season. So Dan is our first S. Right, PT? I still think there's a very good argument for Dan should be our 2-time winner. Right? Like, there's a very good argument for that. Oh, lovely, lovely as she is. What? I think... I want to tread lightly. We're talking about the player ranking or their winning games. A little bit of both. A little bit of both, right? Not only their winning ranking, but like how good they are in general, right? Like my criteria, how I kind of look at it is if you put them in a different season as they were when they won, how would they do, right? If you took them as they were, not nowadays, not this, not that. If you took them as they were, where would they end up being? And with Jordan, here's the thing about Jordan. I think she just doesn't have the strategy to her, which for me, I gotta start her down near the C or D range. I think she's likable. She's lovely. She doesn't win well in competitions. S stands for like special, right? So the S tier are like those special players that are above the rest, right? Like A is your top, right? But like S is where you look for the ultra good. Jordan without Jeff would be nothing, right? Jordan without anybody really on her side, I don't think is much. Even to the point, right, where you look further when she played a second time, when her and Rachel were kind of starting to run things a little bit after they took out Jeff and Brendan. I feel like if anything, I think I almost got to put Jordan down here in the D's. God. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking Jordan's in the F. I think Jordan's our first like legitimate like. I just don't see much from her. If she goes on to like if you put Jordan in a modern season, I just don't think she would have it, right? I just don't think she would have it. I really don't. And I think that I think I gotta put her in an F. I just don't think she's got the strategic end of it, right? She's so reliant on finding like her partner, and I just don't think she would be able to do it. If you just kind of completely randomized it, I just don't see it from Jordan. I would have her at D since she was very sociable. Gallon's convincing me on that. She does have a little bit of social. I'm putting her above Adam. This doesn't seem right, so Adam's going to F. We're putting her above Dick, though. Because I think still with Dick, like she's more likable than Dick. I think she's more likable. I feel like this is a little bit better. I feel like this is better. I'd pick her out everyone in the C tier. Potentially. You're right, she wasn't great. I was rooting for Shima. Move Jordan to D. She deserves a little bit of clout. And Super Christian Me World, you have that as well. I think I already moved her. If you ever want to move her again, you still have that in your back pocket. I think D is somewhere good. I think Lisa actually is better than Jordan. I think Lisa would have a better shot at winning things than Jordan was. I think Lisa's just a little bit more strategic, got a little bit more kind of almost that killer instinct too. Like, I don't think Jordan has that like full on, like, I'm going to cut my alliance or I'm going to turn on my alliance if I needed to. Like, I feel like she's very loyal. And I feel like that's something you kind of need more in a modern Big Brother, to be able to just cut that cord when you needed to. So Jordan, I think we go to a D. Hayden. Here's the thing. I think Hayden is like a high level C, potentially a B. I think Hayden's somewhere around here. I think there were other better players on his season and even in his alliance. But I don't know. I'd say Hayden and Drew are very comparable almost. I feel like you could, like, these are almost the same person. Right? So I think that's a decent spot to kind of leave him there for now. I just keep seeing her in that elf costume. I think Lisa is a better version of Taylor Hale. We'll get the Taylor. We'll get the Taylor. Rachel's another one. I think we got to put Rachel somewhere, maybe here, somewhere in the C, right? Where I think Rachel might have just as good of a chance as anybody else to kind of win. If you put her on a season, I think she is kind of smart. She's got a little bit of a charisma to her, right? But also, like, she's, I don't know, what's the best way to put it? A little sharp, right? A little abrasive, right? Like just a little bit, right, Laura? Just too abrasive. I'd love to put her in B, because I think she, skill wise, right, like with competitions and her strategy, would be B. But I feel like for that abrasiveness, I got to put her at C. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put her at like a high C. I think Rachel would have a really good shot of winning most seasons. Not winning most seasons, but winning like 50% of the time, right? Like, I think she's like a 50-50 kind of a person where, like, you know what? Depending on the circumstances, I think she can do all right. And the reason why I think of her more highly than Jordan, comp beast. Jennifer, you nailed it. Rachel beasted in comps. Rachel was really, really, really good. So as far as that, I think I got her leave her at C. But again, if you feel a little bit strongly about something, you can have a say. Let's see. Ian. Rachel for B for compability. All right. Otter's had his, Morrow's had his say. Morrow has had his say. Rachel's moving to B. And I almost don't hate it either. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Modern day comps have gotten easier. True. We even saw that in the we did see that in the org gallon. If you guys don't know, there was another org that Rachel I had told you guys last time I streamed. I had been doing these orgs with my buddy Bruno. You guys may know him from Big Brother Canada. He actually did an org himself, and Rachel was on it. It was really fun. You should check that out as well. We'll try and find links to it or something. But she's just I think a decent player overall. I just don't think like again, these are the type of players I think you put them on a season, there's a really strong chance they win. Rachel, I think there's a chance, right? Just like a lot of these C players, I think it's like, there's a shot, right? I think they have a better than average shot. But I don't think they would necessarily win. Like the C and the D's are like early jury boots, right? Or like just before pre-jury, right? Like these are the people that are like, Rachel's like a solid jury. Rachel makes jury, right? I think that's a good way to put it. All right, we got a lot more. Let's try and fly through some of these because we still do have an episode of Australian Survivor to watch. Ooh. Here's one. If you guys aren't familiar with Big Brother Canada, this is where we're starting to get into some of the Canadian players, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with all of the Canadian winners. But here's the thing. We'll start her in C, I guess. We'll start her in C. Here's the thing. Remember what I said about, if you only won the game because some kind of weird thing that doesn't normally happen, you're probably not a great player. Well, I don't think Jillian would have won her season if it wasn't for the fact that Topaz messed up her vote. The issue is, I think Jillian is actually a really good player. I think Jillian would have a shot at most seasons she's on. I'm going to put her at a high C. At a high C. She's a little abrasive as well, but I think a C for Canada for Jillian, a high C is pretty good. And that's the thing, right? She won because Topaz goofed and voted for her instead of Gary, and it was a whole thing. So I think I gotta put her at C. Ian, another one who is likable. He's smart. He can do some competitions really well. I think Ian's a middle of the road C player. I think Dan should have probably won his season. It's amazing that Ian did. I was so excited for Ian to win. I love that he won. But I just don't see him as somebody that if you run it back all the time, he's going to be in that top end. He probably makes jury with ease, right? Which I think is like the C category, which also makes me want to bump Boogie down a little bit, but it is what it is. Andy. Here's the thing. Andy. I'm going A. I think Andy took what June did and maybe had one of the best floater games we've ever seen. Andy is so good at being able to get information from here, get information from here, go on over here, take it, figure it out from this way and that way. Andy, I think, has a better shot at winning a season than Will would have of winning any season. I think Andy is very, very solid. I'm going to put June ahead of him. But I think Andy is solidly in the A tier for me. I think Hayden is above Ian and Jillian. I can accept that. I'm going to give you that one. I can accept that. Just based on like comps and just that X factor. I even think Ian has to move down below Drew. I think they're about even. I feel like Jillian's like the male version of Hayden and Drew almost, right? Like she's kind of right around them as well. So I think that's a good spot. John Party. Here's the thing. I think John Party is the type of guy you put him on any season, people are going to love him. I think he gets along with people. He's got that huge X factor about him. I think John is an A-tier player. Not only that, he did have a lot of help with Netta. Netta was more of the strategic mind, but John was the one who knew people, and he knew he takes Netta, he loses it. He has that in him to know this is my best move. If I want to win, I got to cut my ally. I think John is way up there. I would even put John, honestly, I think his gameplay is better than the floater gameplay. I feel like the way he plays puts him in that thing. Stop ordering within a tier until after. Okay. Derek's going up. Derek's going up in A. I think Derek's an easy A. I don't think I can put him in S tier. We've only seen him play once. I love how he played, but I will say his game, I think, gets boosted by a lot of the other winners that also came from the season he won. Agree. Steve's a C. B for Nicole. Let's see. We're getting into some. Sarah, gosh, she's down here. Sarah's down here in the D. Sarah Halen is not a good player. She was gifted a lot. She's very similar to Dick, where if it wasn't for the twists, I don't think she wins her season. I don't even think she comes second in her season without the twists. I don't even know if she makes jury without the twists. Like, I just don't think Sarah is a very good player at all. Hell, one of her closest allies, she voted out of the house because she didn't realize how the vote really worked. Sarah is, I think, a very strong D. Very, very strong D. Worse than Jordan, worse than them. I'll be honest, when I was doing this at first, I was like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, who is this? This is Steve, BB17. I think Steve's in a C. I think Steve and Ian are very similar. I actually like Ian's game a little bit more than Steve's game. But I think he's right around here, right? Like, not great, not terrible. Would have a shot, but I don't think he would have a great shot every time he played. I think C is good for him. Gosh, Pack Bros. Pack Bros, I'm putting F. I'm gonna put the Pack Bros in a high F because they're not terrible, and I think individually they might have done well on their own, but when they tried to nominate themselves and they wouldn't let them, that's a whole thing. Oh God, I can't remember now. Is it Morgan or Alex? Which is the sister that won? I don't remember now. One of the Wallets. The Wallets, I really like their game. In general, right? She had her sister with her, which helped. But I think in general, Morgan, I think both of them were really good players, and I think they're the type that you could put them on any season and do well. I think they fall nicely in a C. Nicole, I think, is a low C. I think Nicole is gonna go a little higher than some of these people. Right? I think she can go maybe somewhere around here. She's not a great player. She's not a terrible player. But I think she's always got a little bit of a shot, but not an overwhelming shot to win her seasons. Kevin Martin is an A. Easy A. He's a very good player, very smart. I really love his second run because he really took it as a thing to study, right? And I just think he's got a lot of things that go well for him that, again, he does well in a lot of the seasons that he's on. So I'm going to put Kevin in an A. Josh, once again, not a great player. I'm not going to put Josh too low. I'm putting Josh as like a low C, especially too because just in general, right? I feel like Josh has some redeeming qualities about him. Whatever it is, there is just something kind of a little bit likable about Josh. Like he's too much, and he's a meatball, and he's wild, but there's still that little bit of something where, you know what, if he came to you in a time where you were in the game and, like, you know, numbers are dwindling, and Josh came to you, you'd probably listen. You'd probably listen. So I'm gonna put Josh at a C. We can rearrange later. God, I don't remember her name. What I do remember is the other guy, the other celebrity, really was the one I think who ran things. I'm gonna just put her in a D somewhere, just because celebrity is also different. Yeah, it just is what it is, right? I don't even remember her name. I'm gonna be full honest. I don't remember her name. Does anybody know what her name is? I'm gonna see if I can look it up here. Marissa? Yeah, Marissa. She wasn't bad. Like, she wasn't bad, I don't think. But there was the other guy. Who was the other guy that was on her season? Was it Dalton? Is his name Dalton? Like a high D, right? Like, I think a high D, right? I don't think she's like great, but like right around there. Let's move on to Paris. I think Paris is at least a B. At least a B. I don't know if she's A. But Paris, I think, again, most season, Ross. His name was Ross. Yes. His name was Ross. I really liked him. I think he's at least a B. Like, if Ross would have won, I think Ross is like a B. Paris, I think, is a B. Only because season 6 was a little weird, had a little bit of weird people on it, so I think she got a little bit of help from that, where when you got, like, the first HOH putting up his 2 best allies, like, it's a weird season. But I think she's really good. She's really smart. And again, I think you put her on a season, maybe 6 out of 10, she's going to win. 7 out of 10, she's going to win. Like, I think she's got that kind of potential in her. So I'm going to put her up there. Casey, again, someone who I really like. I think I'm going to put her at a B, mainly for her comp skills. I think she's like Rachel. I think you could even put her maybe above Rachel because she's got more social skills. And I don't think she's got like an overwhelming chance she's going to win every season. But I think because of her skill set, it puts her up there. And I think she's kind of along with Paris, right? I even actually, you know what? I'm making an executive decision. I think I moved Kevin down to a B, because I feel like these three are actually really similar in their kind of chances to win a season. I think this is kind of fair. Tamar, I like Tamar, but Tamar's kind of a C. I'm just gonna kind of put her mid C for now. I think she was good, but again, it wasn't like anything that was kind of like mind blowing as far as, you know, how good I think her potential could be. But I think C is kind of good. Dane. Here's another one that's a hot take. I'm putting Dane in an S. I think Dane is what you would almost call like a 5-tool player. He's good at everything. So Dane's going in S. Jackson, that's a D. I just don't think he's likable enough. He's decent at competitions. He's going down in a D. Cody's an A. Cody's a strong A. Cody, I think, actually is almost better than Derek in a lot of aspects. I think they're always going to be linked as far as how they did, but I think this is a strong A for Cody. Ty, I think another strong A. Ty was so good. Ty, he literally was like everybody's pick to win before the season. Like, everybody thought Ty was going to win. So I'm putting him right up there as well. Xavier, I think, is a high B. I think Xavier is right in here in the B's. I think Xavier is got a lot of really good things that going for him. He's very likable. He's smart. And I just think in general, he was a lot of people's pick to win. Very similar to Ty as well, where it was like, boom, very similar. He's an F-. I just feel like in general, you put him on another season, he's not like the first boot, right? Like, I feel like F's are kind of like the first boot potential. Misha. I like Misha's game a lot, actually. I think people discredit her, but I think Misha is a solid C, pushing B. I'd even maybe go B, but I think Misha's somewhere in there. Taylor. This one might get a little controversial here. Taylor's a D. Taylor, I think, is one of the worst modern Big Brother winners. I feel like her game was fully tainted. If we look at Lisa and we say her victory was tainted by how the jury was when they saw the diary room sessions, I feel the same way about Taylor with her exit interviews. Go back and watch any exit interview with any jury member of Taylor, and you will see that Taylor was always said, like, why did you guys hate Taylor? Did you guys not like Taylor? Why did everybody hate Taylor? And I think that got into the jury's head, and they realized that if Taylor gets to the end, she wins. We have to vote her. Pass on Xavier, put him in C, Marcia to B. Morrow said it. So Misha's moving to B, and then Xavier is moving to C. Morrow has had his word said. C, Taylor high D, Taylor and D, valid. A few people are a little bit like, wait a minute, what? Good call. I had her at D. I think this is where she kind of falls. Taylor was supposedly bullied, hogwash. Here's the thing. She was bullied a little bit. Like, there was a little bit of bullying that was going on. And here's the thing though, Josh, I don't think she had good jury management. Cause here's where you really can tell. Go watch the interview with Julie that they had as soon as they left the house. Tell me who they were saying was going to win the game. Tell me who they were saying they were going to vote for, because it was never Taylor. They were all leaving that house hating Taylor. Then go watch their exit interviews. And the more and more exit interviews they had with different outlets, the more and more pro Taylor they became. By the time they got to the jury house, they all loved Taylor. Was that her good jury management, or was that just kind of a leaking of a thing? Move Taylor to C. Super Christian Me World said it. He said it, and he had it banked. We gotta move Taylor to C. It's the name of the game. Taylor at a high C, super social game. I can see the argument for Taylor at C. I have her at B though. She just understands the game so well. Taylor was a polished contestant. My other thing is too, go look at her HOH reign. It was one of the messiest disaster of an HOH reigns I've ever seen. Kevin Jacobs. Another one that's maybe a hot take. I only got Kevin in a C. I feel like Kevin benefited from a lot of luck on his season. I feel like he has a lot of things that go well for him, but I put him along with like an Ian type character and a Steve type character. I don't think he wins every season he's on, and I think even his season he was on, you run that thing back exactly how it was, 9 out of 10 times, I think Kevin might even lose it. All right, we got a few more here. Ty, this one's actually for my buddy Stin. I think Ty is a B. And Stin, if you're here, I owe this one to you, because he made a video about Ty that really kind of changed how I view it a little bit. And I think Ty, while he was very abrasive, there's a lot that he has going for him. He's also a comp beast. He's right along with Rachel as far as like abrasive, but a comp beast, but also understands like positioning and using leverage to his advantage. So I got Ty as a B. Jag, another one who I think a lot of people underrate. I'm putting Jag in B as well. I think Jag, if you went off Jag at the beginning of his season, awful, terrible, like just didn't know anything. He's an F. But Jag learned to play as he went along. Jag adapted to the game. He realized that you could lie as you go along. The other big thing, and Jennifer, I see where it's like, oh, we got lucky with the comps being muscle heavy stuff. Here's the thing. Was he lucky with it, or did he notice the pattern that all these competitions seem to be physical? Maybe I should keep the old ladies in the house. Like, is that luck, or is that going like, hey, I'm going to make sure that these old ladies stick around, and I want to make sure that I get out all the people that are my threats to win competitions? I think Jag is underrated. I don't think he's one of the best, but I think he's got a good head for the game, and I think in general, what really impressed me about him and his ability is he learned on the fly. Maro's moving Jag to S. Maro's moving Jag to S. And that's how it goes here, people. Jag is an S. Bailey, I think Bailey's like a mid-high C. I don't think she played an incredible game on BB Can. I think Dougie played a way better game and should have won that one. But overall, I think Bailey has a lot going for her as well. Very similar to kind of Morgan, where it's like she's got this like personality to her that I think people kind of would go along with her. And I don't know. I think C is a good spot for Bailey. And then we got Chelsea. Chelsea's one that I think a lot of people highly overrate. And they would put her in like the S tier of saying she had a perfect game over Cody, who I actually think is the only one to actually play a perfect game. I think Chelsea's a high A. I think Chelsea is a very good player. And I know a lot of people might say, oh, Ori, you were very hard on Chelsea throughout the game. Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I think a big part of that was I knew what Chelsea was capable of. I could see it in her. There was so much potential. And there was like a week there where she went and like she felt comfortable and started sleeping in the back room. Guess what? She ended up on the block that week. And I saw it coming. I was like, Chelsea, don't sleep. Get your head in the game. And you know what? That was the slap in the face she needed. Because after that, completely turned her around and she didn't let that happen again. Chelsea, to me, I think if you put her on a season, always has like a really good chance to win. I don't know if she's at an S. I don't know if she's at an S, though. I think that's kind of where I would put her. So here we are. Here is our list at the moment. Last chance. If anybody wants to reorder anything. All right, Bondo has made his say. He's saying move Jag to F. It's happened. It's happened. Morrow, you've been overruled. You've been overruled by Bondo to move him to an S. Kevin Jacobs to an S. All right, we got Kevin Jacobs to an S. Kevin Jacobs to an S. All right, Kevin Jacobs to an S. It's happened. It's happened. Kevin Jacobs now an S. Reorder the S. Derek to S. Ooh, I don't know if I could put Derek in S. I don't know if I could put Derek in S. I would still have Dan as the top. Dane here. If I gotta have Kevin here, he'll go on the lower end. I think we've got John as the top A. I think Chelsea's right up there with that. I think Cody's up there too. I think June and Andy are both up here. I think actually Will would go at the lower end of A. I think he's at the lower end of A, and I'm almost like, it's as I start thinking about it more, I'm like, I think I got to. Here on the B, I think the B is looking good. I think the B is solid. Dan to F. Oh my, Mara, what are you doing? We got Dan going down the F now. I think B's really solid. I think the B's really, you know what I also like too? If you look at the progression, it's real. Like we have the most people in C. I think all of these are about right. I think the D's are about right. And I think the F's, well, they were right. They were right. Anybody feel strongly about Dan not being an F? Andy the S. B, I think for Casey is high. Dan is the man. No way Derek a low A and A. Gallon, you're convincing me. I think he gets a higher end A. I think he does get a higher end A. Yeah, you convinced me on that. I think maybe we can even move Cody down a little bit. I think Cody and Ty are very similar players, right? So they can kind of go together. Yeah. That kind of makes sense to me there. Kind of makes sense to me there. Jag is an F. Dan needs to be an S. I agree, but I've been overruled. But by the rules that I put out, I've been overruled. I also think it's like a now or never situation. We got to get into our episode of Australian Survivor, or we're gonna be going like super long. So I think for now, unless anybody has any last minute says during the episode, you can still make your claim, because what I'll do is I will take a screenshot of this, and I'll do this. Save it. Okay. And go to my sources here. Change this to this. And I think I'll put that on. Cool. I got to adjust it a little bit, it looks like. Just so it covers. There we go. All right. If you have any changes you would like to make along the way, it is still open. But we're going to be getting into our episode of Survivor Australia. Now, here's the thing. If you are watching over on YouTube, you won't be able to see or hear, or at least I don't think you will be able to see or hear. If you are over on Kick, you will be able to see and hear the episode. So if you want to join over on Kick to watch the episode, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to hang out on YouTube and press play on the episode, you can do that too. If you have the episode ready to go, give you guys a chance. You can maybe even watch it later on in the fact with like a commentary with it. We're getting in to episode of Survivor Australia. Again, if you have any changes you want to make with the tier list, let me know. Your voices will be heard. Super chats, channel memberships, gifted subs on Kick, different ways to Ori fund. You can let your voices be heard, and you can move people up and down if you would like to. So without further ado, let us get into the new episode of Australian Survivor. Let me know on YouTube. Can you hear that? You check. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Add. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, wait. You don't hear it? You don't hear it on Kick? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I think that might just mean we have to change things up here. Hold on, let's see. Settings. Oh, hold on. Aha. Okay. Can you hear things on Kick now? Is there sound on Kick now? That shut the stream? Wait, what? Hold on. Let's refresh. Are we still live on Kick? Are we still live on Kick? Are we still live? Hold on. Let's see. Are we still live? Hold on. Let's see.
Takes wins.
Okay, there should be sound on Kick. Let me know. Oh, we got some moves on the The tier list. Hold on a second. Let me switch things up. I'll put this in another window so I can do it. There we go. Back with audio. Good. We're good. We're good. We've got some movements on the tier list. Dan to S and lock it in. Okay, we're moving Dan to S and we're locking it in. Jag to A. We also had Norma saying Dan to S. And I think with Norma, I think she banks and locks Dan in with the $20. I think that locks it in. And I think Jag gets locked in at an A. All right, we'll take a new screenshot here. There we go. I can also give little peeks. This is what we're doing over on Kick, guys. If you want to come on over on Kick, you can come on over and check out the brand new episode of Survivor Australia. Morrow, Norma, Super Christian Me World, thank you so much for the super chats. Oh no! Norma! Norma saying, listen, Jag's got to go to C. All right. All right. Jag's got to go to C. It is what it is. It's updated. It's updated. Yeah, Gallon, I think this is just after Tribal. If you guys haven't been watching Australian Survivor, Miles here has been crushing it. They call him the jungle rat. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, more. Morrow. Morrow. All right, Jag's gotta go up, and it's gotta be locked in, I think. We're gonna need something big to overturn that. Multiple people would have to overturn this, I think. Let's lock it in, I guess. Being reasonable. Also, if anybody needs the kick, should be a link that comes up here with the kick link for you. I think I can do this as well. If you want to join and watch the episode over on Kick, you can click that link. Miles is up to something. Miles is up to something. Yeah, that could work. It could work. I'm with you. I'm so ready for BB27. I'm so ready for it. Let's go, Jessica. Oh no. Ooh. Norma. Andy to S tier for Jessica. Okay. I don't hate this. I don't hate this. I think that's a pretty good move. Andy's an S tier. Norma. Norma. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh my goodness. We're locking Jag in and not at D, I guess. We're sending Jag to D and we're locking it in. Oh my goodness. Norma. Thank you so much. Holy. There's some battles. People have some strong opinions up in here. Oh, we're getting ready for the competition. This is what it's looking like over. Oh, I'll show you when they show you it. So, the guy in the middle there, Kalen, we call him Coconut Guy. He set the record for most immunity wins on Australian Survivor so far. Here's what it's looking like. Ooh. Jag to the top of B tier. All right. All right. I guess we're moving Jag again. I guess we're moving Jag again. All right, there's our update. There's our update. Oh, this is tough. That moves so much. The tiniest little shake. Look how much this thing moves. Look how shaky that is. And then getting the hook out of there. Then you got to walk all the way. That's tough. It's going to be a tough challenge. Honestly, money's talking right now, right? Money talks and I'm for it, I guess, right? I didn't even think it was going to be this crazy, but people are going crazy. And I'm incredibly grateful because you're supporting the channel. And there's some big things that I want to accomplish on this channel. And the more you support, the bigger it is. But I did not expect it to go as wild as it is today. You guys are crazy. And I love it. I can't thank you guys enough. Oh, AJ drops his. I'll tell you too, anybody over on YouTube, if you haven't been watching Australian Survivor this season, it is my favorite version of Survivor that is currently on. It's better than the US seasons. They take it more seriously. The players are usually playing harder. The competitions are more fun and engaging and physical. It's such a good show. Eight's doing really well. Kalen's on a comeback here too. It is a little bit of a lot of stacking comps in a row, though. You're not wrong on that, Gallon. Oh man, it is so wobbly. There's no way. Oh, she dropped it all. Oh no. Yeah, it came out way earlier in the morning, but I can't watch it at 5 a.m. But we've been watching them here in the afternoon. It's been a good time. No spoilers. No spoilers. Is Coconut Guy going to win it again? Is Kalen going to get another immunity win? He is focused. He is so focused. Oh, man. I think it's 10. Oh, I guess it's 12. You got to do 12. Oh, no. He's done. It's going. He's out. Oh, man. This opens the door again. This opens the door again. Who do I think's going to win? I think, Kalen actually is one of those ones where I've like, if Kalen goes to the end, how do you not vote for him? I think he's so likable and he's been winning everything. And he's also been playing dumb, and I think if he explains that well, he should win. Miles and AJ, it's kind of a toss-up between the two. I think if Kate gets to the end, I think Kate wins. Because Kate is so likable, and she's kind of the underdog, and there's a lot of people on the jury who are Kate fans. But if I had to put my money, it's on Miles or AJ. It's on Miles or AJ. I don't think Zara has a shot. I don't think she has a shot in the world. Kalen, my big thing is if he loses immunity, he's probably gone. Like if he loses this immunity here, ooh, Kate's out. She dropped hers. She's got to restart. Miles is doing really good though. Miles could pull this off. 12. I believe they need 12, Laura. Are you able to turn the show down or your mic up? Oh, is it overpowering? Yeah, I could turn it down a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Uh-oh. Is he going to save it? No! Oh, my God. Zara's only got one left? I think Zara's only got one left to go. Oh, she got it on. Can she get back? So hard. He's going to do it. Zara wins immunity. Oh, man. Kaylin's in trouble. Kaylin is in trouble. It is still standing. She did so well, it was still standing. Man, this is, I think, going to come down to Kate. I think this comes down to what Kate wants to do. Man, this is going to be interesting because now Zara is immune. Miles and Zara are going to vote together. They're going to be voting for, I assume, Kaylin. AJ and Kaylin will vote together. Seemingly, they're going to vote for Miles. Thinking that the other two aren't actually going to vote for Kaylin. They might vote for Kate, but I think they kind of know they're going to vote for him. So then it comes down to Kate to be that one on, does she vote Miles or does she vote Kaylin? Galen, I'm with you. I think the big move is Kaylin over AJ, not AJ over Kaylin. But they keep saying like taking down Emperor Kaylin, Emperor AJ. I feel like taking out Kaylin does knock Emperor AJ down a peg. That's just as good. And I think AJ has less win equity than Kaylin does. 100%. I'm totally with you on there. He's likely to win those final immunities, so you gotta vote Kalen, right? I agree, but shh, don't tell Miles. Oh, Laura. That's weird that they want to go AJ. I think this is a big mistake for Miles. I mean, it's a plan. I don't think it's a good plan. Well, you're almost done with your book, Jessica? You're almost done? That's awesome. Oh, I don't like this plan, Kaylin. She could. I think she could give it. I don't know. I don't think she would. She wants him gone. Hmm. It's not letting you make. Oh no, it's not letting you do it. I don't know. I'm not sure, Norma. That's a shame. But you've been plenty generous already, Norma. You've been so generous already. Hmm. Okay. Oh, but they're not putting their votes on Kate. Oh no. But not if they're voting Kaylin. Oh, this is gonna blow up in their faces. This is gonna blow up in their faces. I think Kaylin wins if he gets there. I think Kate wins if she gets there. They'd be maybe a toss-up, though. I think either one of them could be considered a winner if it was against each other. Could be 50-50. I think Miles and AJ are kind of 50-50 against each other, and then Zara, no shot. And the only reason I say Kate is I think she has a lot of friends on that jury. But I also don't think she makes it to the end either. Mm. The heck? The heck? This. There we go. Skip through that. We're running a little bit long. We're gonna be running a little bit long tonight. But I think we're getting in the meat and potatoes here. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know why they wouldn't just go, yeah, we're voting Kaylin out. AJ, I get, because he feels like he needs Kaylin. So Kate says she's going Kaylin. Miles is going AJ. Is AJ going Kate? And then Kaylin's going Miles? Or is it AJ going Miles? It's crazy. Yeah, he does. He just walked away. He's janky as hell. Oh, Miles is actually getting a little bit emotional about this. Hmm. And this is kind of a little bit of a crazy. That's true, Laura. There's only one winner, but I feel like Kalen's the bigger threat, right? All right, this is going to be a little bit of wild tribal. A little bit of a wild tribal here. The witch has casted her spell once again. All looking beautiful. All of them looking beautiful. Yeah, wait, where's Morgan? Oh, that adds to a lot of the theories about stuff that's been happening. That definitely adds a lot. I don't know, Gallon, but I assume, right? Like, this is where you can start making some connections, you know, with some things that happened earlier that maybe they do have some more truth to them. But man, one of those things where anybody who hoped that and was even thinking that was the case to begin with, I feel like they're worse than anyone, where it's like you were wishing that something bad happened to her that caused all of this to happen. Hopefully it wasn't something like that, but man, it's starting to feel that way. Will Morgan be able to send her vote in from remote via like a proxy or something? I don't know. I don't know how they would handle that and or what they would do if there was a tie, Gallon. I don't know. You know, they might do final three. They might do a final three. That way, the jury number isn't even. That might change things up.
So it's like.
Hmm. I love JLP's like, yo, I'm counting up these nights. I think there's an extra one in there. Yeah, it is. Hmm. Is that just a long way of saying expect the unexpected? It's just a little bit of a convoluted way of saying expect the unexpected. Hmm. I think Zara might vote Kalen. Because voting AJ isn't her move. That's Miles's move. Man, I don't know. Oh, did YouTube have an issue? It looks like YouTube's still up. Okay. All right, he's going AJ. Ooh, Checker Wrecker's getting level 3. Let's go. Right? Could it be a 5-way tie? I don't think it could be a 5-way tie because Zara's got the immunity, right? So they couldn't do it. It's almost though. It almost could be like a giant tie all the way through. It's all over the place. Oh, he's doing it. And what's gonna happen now? What's gonna happen now? Does not count. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. I didn't see that one coming. I did not see that one coming. Right, but almost okay. Right? Like, but okay. Whoa. 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 Dropping it. She dropped it like it was hot. They like all voted for each. This is such a janky season, and I love it. What the heck? That's crazy. Ooh. Cool challenge here. That's going to be really important. Man. That's nuts. That's crazy. What an episode that was. So yeah, wow. Wow. Also, I didn't hear this one come through. I don't know why it. Oh, you know what it was? I think I had it paused. I think I had the notification paused on it and it didn't go through. But Otter coming in with $5 into the Ori fund. If you want to move anybody last minute, you can. Also, I do see Norma. Norma was trying to get another super chat in here, but for some reason, it's blocking you. It's not me who's blocking it. I don't know why. But that's a shame, Norma. But also, Norma, thank you so much. In fact, what I'm gonna do, Norma, you can get one more move before we call it a stream. If you want to move anybody on our list, you can move one more person here, Norma. It will be up to you who you want to move and where you would want to move them before we call it a stream and wrap it up for the night. Let me move this over here. There we go. I can get rid of this. Let's see. Norma, do you have anybody you would like to move if you're still there? I'm not sure. Give you one last chance. If not, this will be where our list stays. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad list, right? Like, I think for the most part, this list is actually pretty good. I think it works pretty well. I like it. I don't think it's too bad. There's a few people that maybe got a little bit higher than I would have put them. But I think overall it's pretty good. And I like how distributed it is, right? There's lots of people in the middle, which is right around where I think they should be, right? Like, there should be the most people in the middle. And then it fans out from there. So I think it really ended up being a solid list here. I think we did really well. So with that, we are going to wrap it up for the evening. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love, the support you've shown me on this channel, here on Kick, here on YouTube. Thank you guys all so much. We're going to wrap things up now for the evening. We might be back tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully things work out. I should be back tomorrow. Don't know about YouTube. We'll see. Because here's the thing. I want to make the YouTube stuff, like, special. I want to do, like, special stuff for the YouTube, and not just give you guys just, like, oh, some gaming stuff, because I don't think you guys want that so much. But we will be back on Kick no matter what. Thank you guys all again so much. We're going to raid on out to our good buddy Bruno. Anybody who's over on YouTube, if you want to go check out Bruno, you're more than welcome to come on and join us over there as well. Here, let me post his link up in the chat. So go on and check him out. It's been fun. Ori, I gotta go. Thanks for the fun chats. Norma, you're awesome. Bondo, you're awesome. Maro, you're awesome. All of you guys who have supported, everybody who has given all the love, Otter, Super Christian Me World, Gallon, Lara, Checkers and Wreckers, Shar, all of you lovely pimpins. I will see you next time.